On the 3rd of December 2020, the 6th Money Laundering Directive will come into effect for all EU member states. The revised directive will include a new set of predicate offences that are now going to be connected to money laundering. One of those is environmental crime, and that's what I'm going to talk about. So let's get right into today's video. Hi, I'm Marco Beranzoni and this is FinCrime Agent, my YouTube channel talking about anti-money laundering and financial crime prevention related topics. If you haven't subscribed yet, please hit the subscribe button below and press the bell so you can get notified once new videos are going live on my channel. Also, check the description of this video to find very useful links correlated to the topics that I'm covering in my video. In the description you can find also our patreon.com page where with a small contribution you can support my project. As I mentioned at the beginning of the video, the 6th Money Laundering Directive is coming into force as of the 3rd of December 2020 with this new predicate offense being connected to money laundering. So this is the area that I want to discuss more today, and I will cover three main parts of environmental crimes. These are illegal wildlife trade, illegal unreported and unregulated fishing, and global timber trafficking. So I have prepared some slides, but before I move into the slide, I want to show you some video and read something to you. Environmental crimes, among the many detrimental effects, damages sustainable development and lead to accelerating climate change, primarily due to tropical deforestation. Such violations weaken the rule of law, good government, and spark geopolitical instability. In several cases, environmental crimes deny governments of profits that could otherwise be used to stimulate productivity, and it restricts them to develop of legitimate business activity, especially in the parts of the planet where are most needed. Organized traffickers are also taking advantage of communities that are struggling financially by hiring people to facilitate and commit environmental crimes. Those people in need often become dependent to work for criminals due to their financial conditions or their social status. Due to those conditions, the international community considers environmental crimes a significant threat to peace, stability, and sustainable development, asking for coordinated steps to address environmental crimes effectively. So for the creation of today's video, I've completed my research using publications from a number of international organizations. In this video, you will find my view from the research that I've completed, which I hope it will help you to learn more about this problem. I'm inviting you though to read those publications and expand your knowledge about the scale and effect of environmental crimes. And as I mentioned, you can find the links to all those publications in the description of my video. I'm now going to share some figures around those crimes, and I want to start with the illegal wildlife trade. This is a business that generates between 7 and 23 billion in illicit revenue on a yearly basis. The trade can involve a range of criminal activities, from trafficking and forgery to bribes and the use of shell company as well. I also want to talk about some of the species that are affected by illegal wildlife trafficking, starting with one risking the extinction, and this is the rhino in South Africa. Back in 2007, there were about 13 rhinos disappearing per year, and in 2014, so only 7 years later, the number jumped to 1,215 per year. So this is a huge increase. You can see over 9,000% increase in only 7 years. One of the rationale behind this appears to be the demands from Asia of rhino horns. Apparently on the black market those are currently paid in the region of $60,000 per kilogram, and unfortunately because of that an entire species is risking extinction. Another species is risking extinction and is suffering particularly by this problem is the African elephant. Over 65% of the Central Africa elephant population has been wiped out in the last decade. If we put some numbers, between 2010 and 2012, over 33,000 African elephants were killed. These are only two of the species that are affected, but the scale is huge, and most of the wildlife kingdom is affected by illegal wildlife trade. The second issue that I want to talk about is illegal, unreported and unregulated fishing. Seas and oceans host 80% of the life on our planet. However, in the recent year, we have seen fish stock collapsing, with a third of the world stock fished beyond biological sustainable limits. The fishing illegal business is valued between 10 and 23.5 billion per year, so the scale is huge, and about 15% of the entire fish that is currently produced is considered to come from illegal, unreported and unregulated fishing, which poses not only a systematic threat to the environment, but also sustain a threat to national and regional security. The third area of environmental crimes that I want to talk is about global timber trafficking. According to Interpol, the illegal timber trade is worth 50 billion up to 150 billion annually. Globally, 15 to 30% of the timber is taken illegally. In fact, rosewood is so widely trafficked that it's called the ivory of the forest. So let's look at the perpetrators of those crimes. We've got individuals, we've got small groups that are also contributing to that, companies and corporations, corrupt government individuals, organized criminal networks, and often a combination of all of these together. In terms of the hotspots, the wildlife crime are mainly seen in Africa, Asia and Latin America, where all kinds of species, mammals, birdlife, reptiles and amphibians, insects and plants are all affected. This is based on one of the reports that I was looking from the International Union for the Conservation of Nature and Natural Resources. It is important though to mention that there are some actions being taken in order to tackle this issue, which is now recognized to be a global issue. In fact, tackling environmental crimes is one of the priority and objective also of the FATF, according to a meeting that took place under the German presidency in 2020. We can see on the page an extract of the objective from the meeting, where they highlighted the importance of including environmental crimes as one of their objectives to reduce this problem and also increase the awareness. Some of the crimes directly connected to environmental crimes includes bribery, politically exposed people and corruptions. And I have on the slide in here some of the articles talking about how those already existing money laundering crimes can be connected to environmental crimes. And I will again leave you some details on the description of the video if you want to read the full articles. So to summarize, these are some of the gaps that have been identified in order to bring down this problem. These are based on gaps in tackling environmental crimes from the UN environment. The first one is the lack of experience and shared data and records on environmental crimes. The second is the weak regulatory system that is currently in place. The third gap identified is the insufficient capacity to enforce compliance, and the fourth one is the lack of cooperation between private and the public sector. So with that, I'm at the end of today's video. I hope the information that I shared are useful. If you have enjoyed my video, please do leave some comments below of the video and let me know if you need some additional information. Besides those links already listed in the description of the video, I have much more material that I'm happy to share at the back of the research that I have completed. But feel free to share this video with anyone else you think could be interested in find out more about environmental crimes. And if you have enjoyed, remember to subscribe to my channel. This would be a great help to help me going in producing more videos like this. So thank you for watching. I hope this was useful, and until next time, I will see you soon.